Big notebook full of 16s. Big notebook full of 16s. Big notebook full of 16s. Yeah. Give me independence or death. Serving right off the steps. From the army I built, I'm the only one left. You ain't walked in my shoes. You ain't felt what I felt. I got the stove on high. Watch I quit this shit melt. Now I bet on myself. Watch me break on myself. No book of 16s, I took them right off the shelf. Set the bar so high, I compete with myself. Soon as the money arrived, we converted to stealth. Like magic, while you still do it, truly passion. Blunt passing, with a dime bitch in foreign fashion. I be grabbing that ass, let the yak hit the glass. While the track hop smash, when I talk it's a bag. Speakers on blast, dominated my past. Went from fluid to fast, I had to grow with the stash. Old me used to crash, now 100-yard dash. I can see why they mad, only real niggas last. Big notebook full of 16s. Big notebook full of 16s. Big notebook full of 16s. Big notebook full of 16s.
Look, I got a notebook full of residue. Fly as a pilot, you driving, your bitch ain't never flew. I am who I am, so why would I be compared to you? Fast money giant, I'm biased, you'll be forever flu. Outrageous flavor is so contagious, sick, I probably laugh at your vaccine. These pockets on caffeine, we up and you half sleep. Your boys is on backstreet, and your steppers got bad feet, it's that deep. Paper look like a notebook, or better yet a Bible. You couldn't even buy a verse. Got trouble with your vehicle, my nigga go buy a hearse. And lay down in the back flat and take you a cat nap, the long one. A fifth of crown to celebrate your strong ones. Elevate your glass, ain't home, but show some class. Little mama shaking that ass, pretty hoes with pretty toes. Take her home and make a Ville City video.
Big notebook full of 16s. Big notebook full of 16s. Big notebook full of 16s. Big notebook full of 16s.
All right. Hey.
Prime rib steak.
Okay, hold on. No prime ribs for me, baby. Hey, what's up, family? What is up, guys? Man, I'm back and it feels so good to be back. And I want to thank y'all for tuning in. If you're catching this live or catching this later on, I want to thank you for tuning in to RHETORIC, man. Great show, man. Today we're just gonna break down this Kyrie Irving situation, y'all. It's what we just got to call it what it is, man. It's a modern day lynching. I mean, it's just a modern day lynching of what they doing to our brother Kyrie. Like one of the last times I came here, we was talking about Kanye, and now it's Kyrie. You know what I mean? So we ain't even gonna wait long. We ain't gonna wait long. We'll get right into it, right? So just to bring people up to speed, we're gonna break this down. Matter of fact, you guys can hit that StreamYard link if you want to pull up and join and talk with me. But yeah, we'll get right into it though, right? So when it comes to Kyrie Irving, boom. Which one am I looking for? It's this one. All right. So Kyrie Irving, right? Let's get to the infamous tweet, right? Because I didn't know what the infamous tweet was, but here it is, right here. Here we go. When it comes to Kyrie Irving, this is the first tweet, right? So let me move this. So Kyrie Irving tweeted this picture, right? H2N is from Amazon.com, and it's called Hebrews to Negroes, Wake Up Black America, the movie, right? So you got Kyrie Irving. If y'all don't know who Kyrie Irving is, he's a famous basketball player who's they're trying to cancel him. You know, we're in the middle of cancel culture, and male male emasculation, right? Especially black male emasculation, which has always been the law of the land here in America. But we're still continuing to do this, right? So the professional basketball player Kyrie Irving, he tweeted this, just tweeted this. Hey, this is a movie. It's called Heroes to Negroes. Wake up, Black America. And he just put this on his Twitter, October the 27th. This is a man said, hey, because this is what's happening, right? What Kyrie is doing is like anybody else doing, right? They're just trying to get knowledge. You know what I mean? They're trying, I think everybody wants to know their history, their heritage, where did they come from? How did we get to we are? How did we start as kings and queens and end up slaves and niggas? That's pretty much what majority of black people in America is going through and what they're trying to figure out. So Kyrie Irving posts this on Twitter. He just tweets it. Hey, it's a movie. You guys take it for what it is. Some people say he's promoting the movie. Some people say, so that's been an argument. You know what I mean? That's been an argument like, okay, did he promote the movie or did he not? But anyway, this is what started all the shit right here. So he puts this post up. He posts this on Twitter. And coming off the backs of that Kanye shit, everybody said, yo, this movie right here is anti-Semitic. This movie is anti-Semitic. We went in deep about the anti-Semitic shit, right? I even had to ask some of my Hebrew brothers and some of my quote historians, brothers that I talked to, right? And they were saying, look, man, how can we be anti-Semitic when we are the Shemites? It's impossible. And I keep hearing that. But anyway, this is what got Kyrie in the trouble, right? So let's go step by step. So bam, he gets this. He tweets this, and now everyone's like, hey, Kyrie, we want you to apologize. Apologize to us, Kyrie. Like, why won't you just apologize? And this is a picture of Kyrie if you don't know what he looks like. This is him. But yeah, so now everybody's saying, hey, apologize what you said. And they start using words, anti-Semitic. You are dehumanizing a certain group of people, which is the J people. You're dehumanizing us. You know the struggle we went through. And this movie here says not nice things about us, right? And y'all know me, it's Born Rich. So of course we're going to do a little compare and contrast and a little whataboutism today, right? Because you want to say this movie is dehumanizing. This whole fucking American system has dehumanized my people to the point where we had fucking chains and shackles on us working for free. It don't get more humiliating or dehumanized. You can't dehumanize a person worse than that.
That's right.
So when we're talking about these words, and you got to watch it because the media is tricky, right? And we know this day who runs the media. We know it's the J people. We know who's the owner of these sports teams, right? You got Balmer and Weinstein and Goldberg. Like, we know the people who own these teams and own the media. So of course they're gonna hold their shit tight. What's going on with you, brother? IC3? How you doing, brother?
Big up, the USA.
Are you familiar with this story at all, Uncle?
Yes, I've heard the bits and pieces. I haven't got the full details, but
Yeah.
I've heard more or less what you're saying there.
Yeah. I just want to break it down. I want to break it down, show some videos. Let's go. Let's see if I can find his first press conference. Let's go to his first press conference, right? So he posts that. Let's see. So he posts that everyone is mad as hell, and they're waiting on him to speak. I think he played a ball game, and after the ball game, they was ready for him. They was ready for him to hit that press conference room. Let's see. Oh no, hold on, guys. Let me find it. I should have already had this one ready, but here we go.
And it's a title given to.
All right, here we go. And this brother right here, I think they cut it off, but this brother's speaking about, hey, look, man, listen, my name, Kyrie, I think he's saying in the Hebrew, it means something. So he said he wanted more information about his name. his history, where his people come from, which is nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. I think it's a lot of us, right? And you know what's funny is they will tell Black Americans, you lost your identity. You don't have an identity. You don't have a culture. You don't have a history. But when we do research and go try to find out, now we're anti-Semitic.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or now they'll say, man, we was kings and shit. You know, we was kings and shit. They make all these little racist little tropes to fuck with us. We just trying to figure out what, like, we know we were stolen and brought over here. So yeah, we want to get back to our roots. I think most Black people in America would love to get back to their roots.
That's right.
But when we do that, it's a problem. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Y'all know
or construct something new, you see, or construct a new identity, a new world, and a new system separate from theirs, having our own bank, printing our own money, you know, exodus from the system, basically, from the system of white supremacy.
Yeah.
Exodus.
Yeah. That's a fact. That's a fact. So let me play this press conference. So this was the first. I want to go step by step. We're gonna go step by step. We creating a timeline. So I said October 27th. He tweeted out the movie, and then this was a few days later. After he played.
Right. I'm listening in.
I got you. I see 3. Let's play this. Here we go.
Christ, Philippians 2:11.
And my name translates in the Hebrew language as Yahweh. So I went on to Amazon Prime. I was like, you know what? Let me see if there are any documentaries on Yahweh. So went in the search bar, typed in Yahweh. That came up. Went out and shared it on my platform. That was my night. In terms of the backlash or what people call it, we're in 2022. History is not supposed to be hidden from anybody. And I'm not a divisive person when it comes to religion. I embrace all walks of life. You see it on all my platforms. I talk to all races, all cultures, all religions. And my response would be, it's not about educating yourself on what Semitism is and what anti-Semitism is. It's really about learning the root words of where these come from and understanding that this is an African heritage that is also belonging to the people. Africa is in it, whether we want to dismiss it or not. So the claims of anti-Semitism and who are the original chosen people of God, and we go into these religious conversations and it's a big no-no. I don't live my way like that. I don't live my life.
Let me ask you this, I see 3, because I don't know, what your religious stance are. But do you think that we are the original J people, Black people? Okay, I see 3 must have stepped away. I'll bring that question back in a minute.
Yeah, I'm just back. Yeah, what happened? What did you ask? What did you ask? My Hebrew Israelite brothers will tell you that we are the original people, God's chosen people, the original J people. Do you think we are? Yeah, I think so. I think it's true.
I do too.
I think it is.
But of course, that's confirmation bias to me, because I am one of the people who say Black people did everything first. You know what I'm saying? When I hear my Israelite brothers saying that, that's when I'm like, that's right. That's right.
That's right. That's right.
Like, that's right. For real. But, all right, I wanted to ask you that. All right, let's play some more.
Life that way. Excuse me. I grew up in a melting pot, and I say a melting pot of all races: white, black, red, yellow, Jewish, Christian, Muslim, and you can see the way I live my life now. I'm not here to be divisive, so they could push their agenda. I don't want to say they, because I'm not identifying any one group or race of people, but I'm in a unique position to have a level of influence on my community. And what I post does not mean that I support everything that's being said or everything that's being done, or I'm campaigning for anything. All I do is post things for my people in my community and those that it's actually going to impact. Anybody else that has criticism, and obviously wasn't meant for them.
Hopefully I'm understanding what you said, and I want to make sure I get it right, because I don't want to misquote any part of it.
I don't expect understanding.
You see that body language? I see 3. We got another nigga on the firing line. He just sitting back like, yeah, right. Come on. I know it. I know I'm on the firing line. Y'all go ahead. What you got? I like it. He's a little I don't know what the word is, IC3, when he's ready to strike. He's ready to strike back because he know they're finna come with their fuckeries and they bullshit. So he's ready. He's ready to fight back. He handles himself well, Uncle. You're gonna be proud of the young brother, the way he handles himself.
That's right. He sees
I think he can sense body language.
He can sense what's going down.
Yeah, I mean, because he knows all the news media and all the sports talk radio, they've been talking about it and using that anti-Semitic word real harsh to him. So he's ready. He's ready. The young brother has himself.
I want to make sure I get it right because I don't want to misquote any part of it.
I don't expect understanding from a media conglomerate group that sincerely talks about the game of basketball, and then we bring up religion as if it's correlative at times when it's convenient for people to bring it up. So please just be direct with your question so we can move on from this and I could talk about the game and go home to my son, Elohim, and my wife, Marlene, okay?
Am I to take it that this was what you shared was not something that you've even watched? This was, you did watch it or either watch it or read it.
I had a lot of time to read a lot. Read a whole bunch. Good and bad about the truth of our world.
So then do you, I guess, understand or not understand those that might imply that that work had anti-Semitic leanings in it? I only ask this because the tweet is still up there, so we're
in 2022. It's on Amazon, a public platform. Whether you want to go watch it or not is up to you. There's things being posted every day. I'm no different than the next human being, so don't treat me any different. You guys come in here and make up this powerful influence I have over top of the adultery of, oh, you cannot post that. Why not? Why not? I don't hear uproar on that. I'm not here to be divisive on what's going on this or that. I'm not comparing Jews to blacks. I'm not comparing white to black. I'm not doing that. That conversation is dismissive, and it constantly revolves around the rhetoric of who are the chosen people of God. And I'm not here to argue over a person or a culture or religion or what they believe. No, this is what is here.
You know what another problem is, and that's why they give us white Jesus. It's unfathomable to people to think that black people were the chosen people of God. It's unfathomable.
That's right.
It is. And that's another reason why I like my Hebrew Israelite brothers, right? Because if I read a book, a story, or the Bible, I want to be the chosen people. I want to be the hero of the book.
That's right. Anybody.
I don't want to read the book and say, well, I'm just a little peasant. No, I want to be, if I read a Superman book, I want to be fucking Superman of the book. I want my people to be Superman's people. You know what I mean?
Did he apologize?
I'm gonna get to it, and I'll let you. That'll be some. I'll get to that. I'll get to that.
All right then. Okay.
And you let me know if this is an apology, because I don't know. I heard some people say it is. Oh man. Let me play this. We'll get to the apology.
It's on a public platform. Did I do anything illegal? Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Did I do anything illegal? Did I hurt anybody? Did I harm anybody? Am I going out and saying that I hate one specific group of people? So out of all the judgment that people got from me posting, I just, without talking to me, and then I respect what Joe said, but there has a lot to do with the not ego or pride of how proud I am to be an African heritage, but also to be living as a free black man here in America, knowing the historical complexities for me to get here. So I'm not going to stand down on anything that I believe in. I'm only going to get stronger because I'm not alone. I have a whole army around me.
Kyrie, while we're on the topic of promotion, why did you decide to promote something that Alex Jones said?
That was a few weeks ago. I do not stand with Alex Jones' position, narrative, court case that he had with Sandy Hook, or any of the kids that felt like they had to relive trauma, or parents that had to relive trauma, or to be dismissive to all the lives that were lost during that
I thought my computer's moving a little slow. But you know what's funny is, see, they hit you with these people like Alex Jones. And our community, you know who it is? It's Farrakhan. It's Farrakhan. They'll say, well, Born Rich, you had Farrakhan on your Instagram page. Why do you support Farrakhan, knowing he has a history of being anti-Semitic and anti-this? And I was just like, bro, listen, I'm not a Muslim. I don't follow Islam. But sometimes Farrakhan says some good shit that I enjoy. I like it. I think he made a good point. And I posted the shit. But see, they doing it like they're talking about.
What's the language as well? The language. Why? Yeah. Why did you support? What do you mean by support? Actually, it's just tricky. Wind you into something. You did this. Why did you do this? Why did? Wait a minute. You don't tell me what I did. I'll tell you what I did. You don't tell me what I'm supporting. I tell you if I support. Ask me. Don't tell me.
Exactly. They're using those words: promote, support.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why did you promote? Why did you support? That's your opinion of what I did. Ask me my opinion of what I did and why I said what I said or why I did what I did. Ask me why. Don't tell me. Who are you to tell me the reasons why I do anything I do? You have to ask me the reason.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
You know, so they catch you with a question. Why did you support? Did I tell you that I support? That I supported? Who told you that? It's sick. Sorry.
Or any of the kids that felt like they had to relive trauma, or parents that had to relive trauma, or to be dismissive to all the lives that were lost during that tragic event. My post was a post from Alex Jones that he did in the early 90s or late 90s about secret societies in America of occults, and it's true. So I wasn't identifying with anything of being a campaignist for Alex Jones or anything. I was just there to post. And it's funny, and it's actually hilarious, because out of all the things I posted that day, that was the one post that everyone chose to see.
Thank you. They don't
watch that one.
What'd you say, IC3?
So you see, what's the trick? What's the trick?
What's that?
This is how black people get dumped and messed up.
Okay.
He said, Alex Jones said some stuff, and then he said that it's true. Done. Do you see the catch? How?
My bad, IC3. I lost a little signal. Say it again. I lost signal. You dropped out on my end. I don't know if the audience heard you, but I didn't. So if you could repeat that for me.
Right. He just said that he heard Alex Jones say something. Yes. And then he commented to say that it's true.
Yes. Yes.
Right. That's the catch. He's done. Because what you see, it's like Needy Fuller says, stay in the question lane.
Oh, okay.
Needy Fuller said that. Don't, because if you say, if some white man says something and then you say it is true, then that statement becomes your statement.
Yeah.
Needy Fuller says, what he says, oh, so I've been informed, unless I've been misinformed. You understand? He never backs anybody. He always says, well, it could be true, or so I've been informed. You know, but I suspect he only says that white supremacy exists. He can't say who is a white supremacist and who is not.
Yeah.
So the point I'm making, what he messed himself up by saying that somebody else's statement is true. That means he's got complete faith. It's an absolute. It's an absolute.
It is.
Does that make sense?
I understand what you're saying. Strategically, he probably shouldn't say it.
Yes.
You know, he should be a little bit more smarter. But we got to admit, though, we know it's secret societies and a cult happening in America. So, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like you said, he could have handled it more tactful, but I understand what he meant. He's saying, listen, Alex Jones said something about secret societies and a cult in America. in the 1990s, and that's true. It is in the 90s and to this day, it's secret society and members of the occult. You see what I'm saying? We know that. We know that.
No, we don't know. We don't know.
Okay.
Because if you say you know, you have to prove it. They're going to come. You're going to keep coming at you with that. They say, "Oh, really? You know? How do you know?"
Okay, I got you.
That's the game. It's the game.
I got you.
Go on then.
That's smart. Let me play a little more.
It just goes back to the way our world is and works. I'm not here to complain about it. I just exist.
And to follow up on the promotion of the movie and the book.
Can you please stop calling it a promotion? What am I promoting?
You see, I told you.
But I'm promoting it. Do you see me do?
Yeah, you're right. He used promote. That's the second time he used promotion.
Support, promote. But he caught on to it. Wait a minute. Will you stop saying that this is what I'm doing? I'll tell you what I'm doing. So he's good. He worked.
I don't want to get too far on the sidebar, but I did hear this conversation. Do you think he promoted the movie? If he simply puts the cover of the movie on his Twitter, did he promote it? IC3? Is that a form of promotion? I guess that's what I'm trying to ask you.
Well, yeah. No, here's the angle.
Go ahead.
If you put that on your movie or in your website, then somebody says, why is it on your website? Say there's somebody to ask me. I'll say I was in this position. Why did you put this on your website? Why did you forward this? I'll say the reason I did because this is part of my investigation. It's an investigation. The world is a crime scene for black people. Yeah, and I'm an investigator.
Yeah,
this is CSI, crime scene investigation. Therefore, we're looking at evidence. We're looking at information. So this could be true, it could be not. But I'm forwarding it on to other my fellow black brothers who are also investigating and examining information. So don't say we're supporting. If the police come and take some information from your house or from you, the police are taking that information to investigate, to build a case for the court. Just because if the police come in, take a hold of cocaine out of your bag, you're going to say that the police are drug dealers because they took the cocaine, because they took the drugs out of your bag? You can't say that.
No.
The police will say we took the drugs because it's evidence. Does that make sense? What I'm saying?
No, definitely. I feel you. I love that. That's the perfect way to say it. Yeah, it's part of my investigation.
I'm
collecting evidence. I'm collecting
exactly
evidence for my investigation because, like he said, my name means Yahweh in the Hebrew. So yes, now I am investigating my name and who are the Hebrews. So as a part of my investigation, I ran across this movie, and part of my investigation, I ran across this book. So let me put that on here.
Exactly.
This lecture by the Hebrew Israelites. Let me put that on my as part of evidence. I like it. I love it. That's perfect. That's perfect.
The whole world is a crime scene. That's all we are, is investigators. That's the only thing you can do as a black person. Investigate the crime scene.
I love it. Let me play a little bit more of this.
Do you see me in front of
it out there?
The
people
title?
Are going to say that you are.
Yeah, put it out there, just like you put things out there, right?
Yeah, but it's not.
You put things out there for a living, right?
Right, but my stuff is not.
So let's move on.
Let's move on. Anti-Semitic.
Let's move on. Don't dehumanize me up here.
I'm not doing that. You're free.
Smart move, Kyrie. I didn't peep that at first when you did that. They've been using that dehumanizing word on you, so you're flipping it back on them. Don't dehumanize me up here. Remember, I don't know if you was listening to IC3, but I said that earlier because that's the word they're using. They're saying, hey,
Right,
man,
right.
him putting a picture up of that movie, in that movie, they are dehumanizing the J people.
Right.
That's it. And you know what was funny? Because when it first happened, I wanted somebody to ask these reporters and these, talking heads, what in the movie was dehumanizing and anti-Semitic. So I guess they've caught on by now. So today when I'm listening to people talk about it, they can go to specific spots in the movie. I think the guy said the white J people are responsible for the Holocaust. So now they're latching on to that. You know what I mean? Once you say Holocaust, they latching on to that part of the movie. But at the time he was doing this press conference, nobody could tell you what in that movie was anti-Semitic or dehumanizing because they hadn't watched it. They hadn't watched it. I ain't gonna lie, C3. I went and watched it. It's a nice movie. I ain't gonna lie, I didn't learn much, but only because I talked to a lot of Hebrew Israelites. So it's definitely I see through, Chemo in the chats, right? Chemo, they be in the chat.
Chemo?
Yeah, Chemo, they be in the chat, commenting in the chat. You know what I'm talking about? I see through, you don't know?
No.
Yeah, Chemo, but put it this way, man. If think of the most hardcore Hebrew Israelite, if he had a chance to make a movie, that's what it would look like.
Right.
When I watched the movie, I'm like, yeah, this is the same shit my Hebrew Israelite brothers done told me and tried to teach me. So that's what the movie is. We are we are the original J people. Pretty good movie. I mean, he's gonna make a killing now. He's gonna make a killing now. I went and bought it. I paid $11 to rent it, so he's gonna make a killing now. But yeah, that's all the movie is. It's just we are the original people. We are God's chosen people. You know what the Hebrew Israelites talk about.
Yeah. I was with them. I was with them on the weekend.
Yeah. So there's that's what that movie is. But I still tell people to go watch it. I'll still tell y'all go watch it. Why not? Hebrews to Negroes. It's on Amazon. Go watch it. And that's something else everybody been talking about. They want to ban Kyrie and talk all this shit about Kyrie Irving, but nobody's even on the point that Amazon still has the movie on its website. Right, IC3?
Right.
This brother can't put it on his website, but Amazon and Jeff Bezos can put it on theirs.
Yeah, it's all the game is in the language. It's all in the language. They just trip you up with the words, and they can make anything red look like blue or blue look like red. It's just everything is what is the tongue. The system of white supremacy operates on the tongue.
Okay.
Go on.
All right. Let's play a little bit more.
Out there,
the
people
title,
are going to say that you are
put it out there just like you put things out there, right?
Yeah, but it's not.
You put things out there for a living, right?
Right, but my stuff is not.
So let's move on.
Let's move on. Anti-Semitic.
Let's move on. Don't dehumanize me up here.
I'm not doing that.
Another human being. I can post whatever I want. So say that and shut it down and move on to the next question.
But Kyrie, you have to understand that
I don't have to understand anything from you.
But it's not me.
Nothing.
It's
no people that you're making up, bro. Move on.
But by posting
move
what
on.
you
Next
did,
question.
Anybody
do you guys have any more questions?
And they're gonna say,
"You guys have any more questions?" Because this is gonna be a clip. This is gonna be a clip that he's gonna marvel at. Is this any more questions?
But you're not answering the question.
This is another answering your question. Oh my
hold
God,
up, but hold it there. Hold that point there. Stop there.
Again. Next question.
Amazing.
Sorry, basketball related.
He's
doing well.
Go ahead, Go ahead.
Wow. But you can see that the questioner is saying. Is accusing him of he's saying, oh well, my stuff's not anti-Semitic, but your stuff is. It's an accusation. He's saying, I'm not doing it, but you are. He's making statements. He's trying to put Kyrie in a position. And rather than see, it's the trick. It's so difficult, especially with the cameras on you and stuff like that. It's if you can just focus on, if you could focus on, well, he did. He actually did it. He did say, "Look, you're dehumanizing me. You are putting stuff on me." But it's got to be just done in a cold, calculating way, so that people can analyze what's exactly is taking place. Because when the conversation starts getting quick, and accusations, people get confused and they lose track. Because it's like a punch. There's punches flying left, right, and center. People they don't catch it. But what you got to move like a martial artist, man. You got to be like Bruce Lee with precision, like Shaolin with words.
Because you see, the brother gets frustrated.
That's right. But you can't afford to get frustrated. You got to be like Shaolin, man.
Yeah.
Oh. It's difficult though.
Yeah,
it's very difficult,
man. It's a lot though. You know, we live in this digital age, so he's a guy who's a brother who probably has his phone. He's probably looking at his phone every 5 minutes, and now the world is against you. When you pick up this device, it feel like the world is against you. And then he knew after this basketball game, I have to sit down, and I already know that they're gunning for me. They're gunning for me. So the brothers flustered, man. I understand it. I like what you're saying though. That's words of wisdom. Like, keep your composure. You know what I mean? Keep your composure. Think about what you're gonna say. Say it. I like when you said, don't commit to anything. Don't label anything as truth.
That's right. Nothing.
Like, stay in the question zone.
Yeah, that's right. Naveen nearly fully said that. Yeah, because you know what's happened to this situation is exactly what happened to me in the mental hospital. Right? They said they took me into the mental hospital and said, "Oh, you forced me to go into the mental hospital," and they say, "Oh, we got to bring you in here for assessment to assess."
Yeah,
and the big mistake I made, but I didn't know, and I suppose the same way Kyrie didn't know, is that you started to have a conversation. If I'd known, I thought so when you're having a conversation with people, you're trying to come to an understanding, oh, you misunderstood me, let me explain myself. Yeah, that's the frame of mind I was in, and that's the worst frame of mind when you're dealing with white people. Never ever, and that's what messed me up because I'm talking, trying to explain myself. When you're talking up against a system of white supremacy, the system, that there's something they say in the courts that whatever you say or do may be used as evidence against you in the court of law. So have you heard that statement?
Absolutely.
Yes, yeah. So if in a court case somebody is looking to convict you and sue you and make money, right? Whatever you say in that court, right?
Yes.
They're only thinking about you losing because they're thinking about the money. Right? They're not trying to understand you. What is it to understand? To understand you might risk mean agreeing with you, which means risk losing the case and not getting the money from you.
Yeah.
So it's a court. You're in court all the time. It's a court mindset. The whole conversation, the whole interview, the purpose of it is to destroy. It's not to understand his point of view or to understand why he did what he did. It's from the beginning was to take him down. That's it. But it's hard to actually realize that. It's hard because you think you're talking to humans. You're not. You're talking to a machine. You're talking to a system.
Put it out on your platform.
But I'm promoting it. Do you see me doing? Do you see me in front of
putting it out there?
The
people
title?
Are going to say that you are.
Yeah, put it out there, just like you put things out there, right?
Yeah, but it's not.
You put things out there for a living, right?
Right, but my stuff is not.
So let's move on.
Let's move on. Anti-Semitic.
Let's move on. Don't dehumanize me up here.
I'm not doing that.
Another human being. I can post whatever I want. So say that. and shut it down and move on to the next question.
But Kyrie, you have to understand that by
I don't have to understand anything from you. Nothing.
Yes.
There's no people that you're making up, bro. Move on.
But by posting
Move
what
on.
you
Next
did,
question.
Anybody
Do you guys have any more questions for me?
and they're gonna say,
you guys have any more
does he have
questions? Because this is going to be a clip.
beliefs?
This is going to be a clip that he's going to marvel at. Is this any more questions?
But you're not answering the question.
This is another answering your question. Oh my God, let's make another Instagram clip so we could be famous again. Next question.
Kyrie, basketball related.
Brilliant. Serious. So what they do, this is a game. Oh, what they do, a question. But what they do, they put statements to build up the question. So they're hiding statements in between the questions. So rather than just ask a question and then wait for the answer, ask the question, shut your mouth, and I will answer the question. Don't ask the question and then slip in statements. You're doing this. You're making anti-Semitic statements. That is not a question. That is a statement. You are saying that that's what I'm doing. You are saying that I'm supporting this person. You are saying I did this. No. Is this an interview and you're asking me questions to find out why I did certain things and to find out my state of mind? That's fine. Keep asking the questions and then I'll answer what I can. Yes. Don't slip in statements in between your questions to propaganda. You're basically allowing the viewers and listeners to hear your propaganda in between the question.
Yes. Hold on real quick. I see 3. Robbie, is that you, brother?
Peace, brother. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. What's going on, Robbie?
Greetings, IC3. Greetings, Born. How y'all doing, bro?
Doing well.
Go ahead, the war's on.
Go ahead, IC3. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, so here's the game. The game, that's like Neely Fuller says, stay in the question lane. Because once you make a statement, they can always say, right, prove it. What is the basis for that statement you're making? But move like the investigators, the detectives. Black people have to be in a detective state of mind 100% all of the time, every day, in the morning, noon, and night. You are, as a black person, you are on a crime scene. All black people are CSI, crime scene investigators. The world is a white supremacist, racist crime scene. And as an investigator, it's your job only to gather evidence. Gather evidence that will be useful in the case. So it's a state of mind. It's a continual state of mind. Well, this could be true, but we'll continue investigating. That's what detectives do. Columbo, Columbo.
Yeah.
And he knows what's going on. He knows the guy, but he just he say, just another question. He keeps coming back because he keeps going until he gets evidence that is irrefutable. And what it is, you got to get the person to admit it themselves, based on the evidence, basically. Or the court to do it. Let the jury, the judge say, well, just stay in question, like Neely Fuller said, stay in the question lane. We're in a crime scene investigating.
I agree, brother Robbie.
Peace, fam. Peace. What's good?
What's going on, man? What do you think about this Kyrie situation, man?
I think it's a social media digital lynching, and I think it's the Kanye effect, because all this is just backlash from them being upset with some things Kanye said. So now This is no different than Rosewood or Tulsa. They're like, any black man that's even saying anything similar, right? They are up there head hunting. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to do damage control to make sure not only the Hebrew Israelite thing doesn't, catch a wave nationally, but also just in the sense of black people trying to, negotiate fair contracts and just kind of expose the relationship that blacks and Jews have had in business and how it hasn't worked to our advantage. We understand the system of racism, white supremacy, and in that sector of white supremacy, they pose as a friend, act as a spy. You know what I mean? They're keeping their eye on us. They're seeing what we're doing. They're controlling our economic growth, and they're controlling the influence that we have. And that's what you see right there. Media is all about influence. So they're like, hey, we want you to convince these kids to play basketball. You know what I'm saying? To buy a pair of shoes or to support whatever agenda we force feed you to say. But even your personal, you know what I'm saying, social media platform is not your personal platform, because you represent, quote unquote, not just our organization, but we expect you to be a grateful Negro. You're supposed to be grateful that we allowed you to get 12 butter biscuits instead of 2 butter biscuits. So since we allowed you to get 12, how dare you say we didn't give you a proper amount of honey or give you the ingredients to build your own biscuits? How dare you ask that?
Yes, and I think yes, you're right. What you're saying. The issue really, what this is all about, is about currency, money, and currency, and the contract, the difference between money and currency. People, they don't really think much or ever talk about currency. They only talk about currency when they're going on holiday and they need to get some money exchanged, to see what the exchange rate will be in the next kind of money. So what is the currency exchange rate? But people are always talking about money rather than currency, because money, I need money to pay the bills, I need money for this, but they don't know the difference between money and currency. It's similar, they're related, but it's different, because money stays in the realm. The big difference is that money can be paper notes, it can be gold, it can be diamonds, it can be people. It's generally seen, money is actually what you can see, it's the visible, but currency is the value of the visible. So gold is, you can see the gold, you can feel it, but what is the value of that chunk of gold? How big is it? How heavy is it? But what is the value? What is the rate? So currency is in the realm of the invisible. Value is in the realm of the invisible. But money is in the realm of the visible. So you got the visible and the invisible touching or relating to each other. But if you don't understand how money moves and how currency moves, there's two different entities. Two different. You've got to understand that. So how can you say? So when you're making the statement, right, you're dealing with something fixed. But when you ask the question, it's open. So it's a dance between the fixed and the open. It's a dance between the visible and the invisible. So when you say, so when they say, oh, what you said this and it upset us, right? You're causing them to lose faith and value. So that's why they're going to cancel the contract on you, because you're causing people to lose value. You're causing us to lose value. Does that make sense?
No, it makes sense what you're saying, because also in a deeper sense, what they're trying to do is they're trying to discourage black people all across the diaspora to work together. Because if we talk about it in the literal sense, in terms of currency and exchange rate, the U.S. dollar compared to a lot of other economies, because of how they gauge the resources in the country and all that, and they give them a crappy deal. A lot of times, those countries don't necessarily get properly appraised, so they're getting extorted by the IMF and the World Bank, and they have these high interest loans or credit scores that don't allow them to basically be able to build up their infrastructure.
Your microphone, Robbie.
Oh, can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
Yeah, that's
now.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm saying foreign direct investment. A lot of U.S. companies will go to like the Philippines, parts of Africa, South America, and they'll exploit, the resources, because you got first tier, second tier sectors of the economy globally. So that means extracting the resources, then taking those resources and converting them into products, and then you talk about competitive advantage instead of one company being by itself. Producing everything.
Robbie, you're going in and out. We can't hear you sometimes.
Can you hear me now?
You're going in and out.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
No, can't hear you now.
Yeah, you're still going in, and we hear you really loud at once, and then.
Okay, what about now?
No, you're going in and out, in and out.
That's weird. The only thing I can think to do is to exit and try to come back.
Okay.
Let me do that,
Rob, because you're dropping some gems. We just want to hear you, brother.
Yeah, that's right.
Dropping some gems, man. Dropping some gems. How do I repin it? I just pinned the message. Anybody else want to join the panel? I just pinned the message. So click that link and come through. But yeah, I see 3. So this right here was the apology.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Let me read it. It says, Kyrie Irving. Well, could you move it across to the center of the screen, because your logo is blocking, so I can't read it.
Well, I guess I can't. Hold on. What is going on? I don't think I can move it. Let me see.
It's really a strange position. Oh, that's it. Good, leave it there. It says, Kyrie Irving, while doing research on Yahweh, I posted a documentary that contained some false anti-Semitic statements, narratives, and language that were untrue and offensive to the Jewish race, religion, and I take full accountability and responsibility for my actions. I am grateful to have a big platform to share knowledge, and I want to move forward by having an open dialogue to learn more and grow from this. To all Jewish families and communities that are hurt and affected from my post, I am deeply sorry to have caused you pain, and I apologize. I initially reacted out of emotion to being unjustly labeled anti-Semitic, instead of focusing on the healing process of my Jewish brothers and sisters, and were hurt that were hurt from the hateful remarks made in the documentary. I want to clarify my confusion on where I stand. I want to clarify any confusion on where I stand. Where I stand fighting against anti-Semitism by apologizing for posting the documentary without context and a factual explanation outlining the specific beliefs in the documentary I agreed with and disagreed with. I had no intentions to disrespect any Jewish cultural history regarding the Holocaust or perpetuate any hate. I am learning from this unfortunate event and hope we can find understanding between us all. I am no different than any other human being. I am a seeker of truth and knowledge, and I know and I know who I am. Oh, Mess. It's a mess. Go back to the beginning. I'll tell you where it goes.
Break it down. I see through.
Yeah, this is, oh my God. Oh, but who's to guide the young people, man? Who's to guide them? Look at this. They need guidance. It says, while doing research on Yahweh, excellent. So I would say, while doing in the investigation or research into the truth, it's the same thing. Good. I posted a documentary that contained some false anti-Semitic statements. False. Hold that point there.
All right.
He says, I posted a documentary that contained some false anti-Semitic statements. How do you know that those statements are false? You're doing research. You're doing an investigation. It's a crime scene. You're trying to find the truth. Don't make a statement that something is false or true. How do you know it's false? So you've made all this apology, spent all this money, and apologizing for what you're saying is false. How do you know it's false? Are you saying it's false because the Jewish people told you it's false? What if the Hebrew is like your black brother said it's true, and then the white people said it's false? Which one is it? You are in a state of investigation. Yes.
Yes.
That's what it is. You're posting information that contained statements. Now, whether they're true or false, it's part of your continued research. If you're saying it's false or true, it's a statement. That means the research is concluded. It's over. I knew.
The funding for his research was cut off. That's what happened. You know?
You see? And it will be cut off because once you make that statement, you've put a full stop. You stuck a pin in it.
Yeah.
So you've caused them to cut off the money. You give them an excuse. See? False. How can you say it's false? False anti-Semitic statements, narratives, and language that were untrue and offensive to the Jewish race and religion.
Can you blame the brother though? Did you see what they did to Kanye? They took Kanye from 8 billion to 500 million. That is like, you know what I mean? That is like,
yeah, but Kanye, this is the importance of the difference between a question and a statement. If you make if you stay in the question lane, like Neely Fuller says, stay in the question lane, then they've got no reason to cut the money. They can't make an action based on a question. They can only act from a statement. So if you used to analyze Kanye West's dialogue, I bet you it's exactly the same as this. You start to make statements. As soon as you make a statement, that's it. That's it. The money, it's like it vaporizes. Stay, like Neely Fuller says, stay in the question lane. If they stay in the question lane, the money would not be cut.
But see, with Kyrie's situation, he didn't even make a statement. All he did was post a link to a video. That's literally all he did. And the video is on Amazon. So if they think that the thing is anti-Semitic, why aren't they going after Amazon? So Amazon can profit off of it. All Kyrie did was post a link, and that was it. It'd be no difference than him posting a link to this channel. That's
I'm
all
saying no.
He didn't make a statement.
I'm saying it's not the link. I'm saying he must have made a statement.
I'm telling you, he didn't. What happened is at the press conference that he probably was showing you earlier, the reporter was trying to entrap him to say something anti-Semitic, and all he stood on was like, "Look, man, I'm an individual citizen, and I just posted a link to something that I thought was interesting, but that doesn't mean that I'm like endorsing it." He's not making a profit off of it. He's not even bigging it up. So what they're basically saying is, look, Kanye got us paying attention. So now anybody else that's black, in other words, what it is they want to counter the narrative of the black Israelite. That's really what
Yeah,
it
we
boils
know
down to.
that. We know that. But watch the angle. Watch the angle. Let's slow this down. Because this is serious. This is millions and billions in this. One moves that chess.
Because to maintain white supremacy, they don't put a price tag on it. Do you know the United States government loses $19 trillion a year by practicing racism against black people?
Yeah, I know that, but answer me this question. When did they cut the money? When did they cancel this contract or cut the money? At what point? Was it after the interview or before the interview? At what point?
It was after the interview because it was I'm white and I say so, and they wanted to frame it as he said something anti-Semitic and he didn't. All he did was post the link. It was I'm white and I say so. Logic.
Well, yeah, but watch this. Slow this down. Let's not get emotional. Let's get cold, calculated. Business now. We're talking business and we're talking money. After the interview, that's when they cut the money.
But this is my question to you. My question to you is, what did he say in the interview that was anti-Semitic? And the answer is nothing. But I challenge you to find something that he said that was anti-Semitic, because he didn't.
So the interview that we were listening to just now, was that the interview that caused him to lose the money?
What caused him to lose the money was them being on a witch hunt.
No, not them. I want to answer the question. That interview, was that the interview when they actually after that interview they made the moves?
No.
I think it was a setup. No, it wasn't an interview. It was a press conference.
I'll play that one. Let me find that one. I see through. I'll play that. I'm not gonna get away from this though. I still want you to break down the words and in this apology post.
Yes. So there's an interview. Right. So this apology I can see is gone because he said he's making statements about what is false and what is true. If the Jewish people are upset and saying it's false, and the black Hebrew Israelites are saying it's true, then if you don't take a side, then they can't cut the money. You stay in the question lane, like Neely Fuller said. So I want to know, what was the statement?
Yeah, Brother Bourne, just play that interview. I think that'll be very important, and then do this apology, and then I think you'll better understand the level of the fuckery. IC3. This is some massive, like this is buck breaking. Like we already tried to buck break Kanye. Now we're going to make an example out of anybody.
The $1 billion question. At what point, what did Kanye say, or what did Kyrie say that made them decide, right, that's it, cut the money? We've got to analyze and find that point.
They wanted him to condemn the documentary, and all he said was, "Man, I didn't even watch all of the documentary. I just posted it because I found it interesting." That's all he said. So he wouldn't apologize for posting the documentary. That's why the money got cut. He didn't say he didn't personally say anything. He literally just posted a link to that. But what I'm saying is his words are better than mine. I don't want to try to paraphrase.
Yeah. Okay. Let's find his words. Let's analyze his words. Precise.
Yeah,
let's be precise.
But you made me think of a phrase. I'm gonna make a T-shirt called $1 billion buck breaking, because that's literally what these devils are doing. They're $1 billion buck breakers. God damn, you can have $1 billion and still get buck broken.
That's right.
Money don't. They've always said, like, money don't defend you from white supremacy.
Yeah, it's his words made the difference. The words.
Hindsight, are you sorry for the hurt that your post caused people?
I'll take my responsibility for posting that. Some things that were questionable in there, untrue.
Hold it. Stop. Pause.
That's not the
he's messing himself up in his mouth. Some things that were questionable in there, But when he says untrue,
this is after the press conference. This is about the same as like his tweet. You have to see the initial press conference.
No, we showed that. We showed that, Robbie. Robbie, that's what we just finished watching. Yeah, we showed the initial one, and now this was the next one. This one came before the
Gotcha.
So it's the press conference. Then this one, you know, NBA players play every day, every other day. So this was probably.
So what?
Go ahead.
Go ahead. So the first clip that you showed me, was that the original first?
That's the one. Yeah, that's the very first one after he put the tweet. Remember, he tweeted the movie, then he played a basketball game, and then the video we just watched at the beginning of the show. That was the first time the media got their hands on him. This is the second time that the media gets to get their hands on him after he just had that back and forth with the reporter. You see what I'm saying?
Let's go back to the first one, because this he's finished. He's done already with this. He's done. He's on his way down. It's the first one is the key. How the first one, you've got to analyze the first one, because it was make or break on the first interview. So it'll be good to watch that again and analyze it.
Okay. That's the one I see three.
You've got to be precise. This is advanced social
investigation. This is I might change the title. This is the investigation of Kyrie Irving.
That's right. We've got to see ourselves. All black people are detectives in a white supremacist, racist crime scene. The world is a crime scene. So we've got to be detective investigators looking for evidence. And as a professional, you leave it for the court. The court serves justice. The investigators, the detectives, are not responsible for serving justice.
And it's a title given.
I got you. So this is the one that I see three like. Salute to everybody in the chat, man. I see you. Stop, Skeptic, God of Jacob. Salute. Yeah, man.
God of Jacobs is back.
Yeah, it's been a long time, brother. I'm back, though. I've been meaning to do this show for the longest time, but it worked out. So this is the video I see three. I see three. Want to break this one down?
Yes.
Yeah. Because we haven't even got to, the suspension and.
Oh, we don't. I mean, that's already. He's already messed up. He's already. It's this video. The first one is the whole picture is going to be in the first one. Anything after that, you mess up on the first interview, it's downhill from there. There's no second chance. This is it.
All right, here we go.
Given to Christ, Philippians 2:11.
And my name translates in the Hebrew language as Yahweh. So I went on the Amazon Prime. I was like, you know what? Let me see if there are any documentaries on Yahweh. So went in the search bar, typed in Yahweh. That came up. Went out and shared it on my platform. That was my night. In terms of the backlash, or what people call it, we're in 2022. History is not supposed to be hidden from anybody. And I'm not a divisive person when it comes to religion. I embrace all walks of life. You see it on all my platforms. I talk to all races, all cultures, all religions. And my response would be, it's not about educating yourself on what Semitism is and what anti-Semitism is. It's really about learning the root words of where these come from and understanding that this is an African heritage that is also belonging to the people. Africa is in it, whether we want to dismiss it or not. So the claims of anti-Semitism and who are the original chosen people of God, and we go into these religious conversations and it's a big no-no. I don't live my way like that. I don't live my life that way. Excuse me. I grew up in a melting pot, and I say a melting pot of all races: white, black, red, yellow, Jewish, Christian, Muslim. And
hold it there. Hold that point there. Full stop there. Hold that point there. You see, this is dangerous. Very, very dangerous. You see, the illusion of the moral high ground, right? The illusion of having no fixed set identity. you know, oh, I love everybody. The whole world is, you know, no. You say you can't switch from one to the other. You say, okay, I'm trying to investigate who I am. Great. Yeah. To know thyself. I need to know my position. I want to know who I am in contrast to who I'm not. I want to discover my values in contrast to other cultural values or other foreign cultural values. So he's trying to discover his position. So he's still in investigator mode,
Yes.
research mode. Yes, and he's trying to say, which is good, in my state of mind as an investigator, as a detective, as a researcher, trying to find myself, trying to find out the history of my name, where I come from, and so on. In that state, he's saying, that's what I'm trying to do. That's what I'm researching. And he's making the statement also that I have no bias in my investigation. I get on with everybody. So yes, that is what a detective does. A detective looking into a crime scene, right, must put aside his biases. Yeah, that person looking at the crime scene and say, "Oh, you did it." You know, you might feel that that person's the murderer, right? But as an investigator, as a researcher, right, you must leave your opinion at the door. You leave your decision to
I see three. I think right there with that statement, though, he made it very clear that he wasn't being anti-Semitic, but there was no need for them to spin it the way they spun it, which that's why
exactly.
he gets reported.
Good.
So this ritual that he's going through in terms of the what's it called, apologizing, that is just that's just a ritual that they have him going through, a buck-breaking ritual, because they want to say, you apologize or we tell you to apologize because you
hold it, Robbie. Don't go to the apology section yet. Wait there. We're doing this analytical, right? This is forensic crime scene. Yeah. So we're not talking about apologies yet. We're just going through the video point by point. Point by point. So that we're in court now. So far, I'm just doing an assessment. He is stating, tell me if I'm wrong, he's stating that he's trying to research into his name, into himself, yes? And he's saying that in his attempt to find out information about himself, he has no bias. In other words, he's trying to be open-minded as he gathers information about himself. That's all that's been said so far, right? Yes. No apologies coming to mind yet. That word is not there yet. So let's go a bit more. I'm doing forensic now, crime scene investigation on what he's saying. Go on.
I don't live my way like that. I don't live my life that way. Excuse me. I grew up in a melting pot, and I say a melting pot of all races: white, black, red, yellow, Jewish, Christian, Muslim, and you can see the way I live my life now. I'm not here to be divisive, so they could push their agenda. I don't want to say they, because I'm not identifying any one group or race of people, but I'm in a unique position to have a level of influence on my community. And what I post does not mean that I support everything that's being said or everything that's being done, or I'm campaigning for anything. All I do is post things for my people in my community and those that it's actually going to impact. Anybody else that has criticism, it obviously wasn't meant for them.
Right. Good. Pause. See, it's 100%. It's okay now. There's no need for an apology. There's no need to cut the check. There's no need to take money from him. Everything is smooth. There's no reason for anybody to take money from him yet.
All right.
Would you agree with that? Based on what he said.
Yeah. He ain't said nothing.
That's what I'm telling you, bro.
I'm gonna say this. I don't think he says anything crazy this entire press conference, but I see what you're saying. I see three. You want to know what was the tipping point?
Exactly. Yes. Tipping point.
What it and also it could be body language, right? So he has the nonchalant body language, is what I can see, right? But we spoke about that earlier. IC3, like that's the body language I would have, knowing I'm coming in and stepping in front of the firing line.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying?
But does body language count in court?
Man, yes, because they will say in court he had no remorse. And they don't care about your words.
Well, as his defense attorney, I'd say he just finished playing a basketball game, so he's physically exhausted.
Okay, very good.
And then hold up, and now he's
Very
dealing
good.
with an annoying troll. And that's the whole point. He's saying, reporter, you're being an annoying troll. You're putting words in my mouth to try to get a soundbite. That's a lip.
Yes.
He literally
Let's get
says,
there. We're gonna
keep listening. Yeah.
We're gonna get there.
Very good, Robbie. I like the way you're thinking now. I like the way you're operating. This is a court case.
Yes,
This is a scene, man. Yeah.
I named, without even knowing this, I named this The Curious Case of Kyrie Irving. That's the name of the video. The Curious Case. All right, here we go.
Go on a bit more.
Hopefully, I'm understanding what you said, and I want to make sure I get it right because I don't want to misquote any part of it.
I don't expect understanding from a media conglomerate group that sincerely talks about the game of basketball, and then we bring up religion as if it's correlative at times when it's convenient for people to bring it up. So please just be direct with your question, so we can move on from this, and I could talk about the game and go home to my son Elohim and my wife Marlene. Okay.
I might take it that this was what you shared was not something that you've even watched. This was you did watch it, or either watch it or read it.
I had a lot of time last year to read a lot, read a whole bunch, good and bad, about the truth of our world.
So then, do you, I guess, understand or not understand those that might imply that that work had anti-Semitic leanings in it? I only ask this because the tweet is still up there, so we're
in 2022. It's on Amazon, a public platform. Whether you want to go watch it or not is up to you. There's things being posted every day. I am no different than the next human being, so don't treat me any different. You guys come in here and make up this powerful influence I have over top of the adultery of you cannot post that. Why not? Why not?
They're gonna beep out something. I don't know what they beeped out, but what you thinking so far?
So far, he's still okay. He's still okay. Yeah. The money can't be taken now.
Yeah.
So far. Yeah. So far.
I don't hear uproar on that. I'm not here to be divisive on what's going on this or that. I'm not comparing Jews to blacks. I'm not comparing white to black.
That was odd. I see three.
Yeah, and he's talking too much.
I remember what they bleeped out. What they bleeped out was him saying, "Look, man, I'm not sitting here, what's it called, denying the Holocaust or what Hitler done to the Jews." Like he was saying, he was making it very clear. Like, I understand what happened to the Jewish people, but he's saying, don't sit there. In other words, don't try to paint me as an anti-Semite.
Right.
He knew what we're doing. It's I'm white and I say so logic.
So yeah, because they beat that up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's still not enough. That's not enough to cancel his contract or take money from him. Okay? Because he's not making a statement. He's just saying, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that.
I'm not doing that. That conversation is dismissive, and it constantly revolves around the rhetoric of who are the chosen people of God. And I'm not here to argue over a person or a culture or religion on what they believe. No, this is what is here. It's on a public platform. Did I do anything illegal? Okay.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Did I do anything illegal? Did I hurt anybody? Did I harm anybody? Am I going out and saying that I hate one specific group of people?
No.
So out of all the judgment that people got from me posting, I just, without talking to me, and then I respect what Joe said, but there has a lot to do with the not ego or pride of how proud I am to be an African heritage, but also to be living as a free black man here in America, knowing the historical complexities for me to get here. So I'm not going to stand down on anything that I believe in. I'm only going to get stronger because I'm not alone. I have a whole army around me.
Oh, dear.
Kyrie, while we're on the topic of promotion, why did you decide to promote something that Alex Jones said
Hold it there. Hold it
That
there.
was a
Hold
few
it.
weeks
Pause.
ago.
Pause.
I do not stand with Alex Jones'
Hold the point. Pause there.
position, narrative, court case that he had with Sandy.
Watch. Now this is the attack coming in. What? That's the move now. That's the bullet. Pow! The bullet or the rocket has been launched. While we're on the topic of promotion, right? So how was that? While we're on the topic of promotion, was that agreed? Was this
That
conversation?
was I'm white and I say so because he never promoted the documentary. He just posted a link. He's not profiting off of it. You know what I'm saying? Look, they can
But hold
take
it.
your
No,
money
slow down.
away from
Don't
you.
go there yet. Robbie. Let's break this down piece by piece. He said, while we're on the topic of promotion, when did that topic start?
All
Precisely.
Kyrie said was, "I'm not promoting the film." He said, "I just was expressing."
That's what he said.
So
Okay.
then the devil tried to flip it around and said, "Well, why we're on the subject?"
Right.
They're
Yes, you got it.
They're four
Yes.
devils, bro. I'm white and I say so. I keep saying it.
Yes. Okay, watch this. Let's break it down. Very good. Okay, good. So while we're on the topic of promotion, so he's basically taking the words from his mouth. Okay, we're on the topic of promotion. Right. We're on the topic of promotion. Then he's move number 2 is the accusation. That's the blade. That's the knife. That's the first knife or the first bullet.
But this a lie because they never were on the topic of promotion. Vice versa, he was emphasizing and letting them know, I am not promoting any idea and I'm not being anti-Semitic, and that should have been the end of it. Case closed.
Right.
And your mic, Robbie, you going in and out again a little bit, brother.
Right. Excellent. So it's the trick. He said just because he mentioned the word promotion, he's saying the enemy is saying, whilst we're on the topic of promotion, just because you mentioned the word, it means he's saying it's now the topic has shifted. That's now the topic. So using his words, he's saying the topic is promotion. Okay. And then the first knife comes out or the bullet comes out and says, right, it's an accusation. You are promoting. So how is he going to handle that accusation? You are doing something. You were doing something. Is that true or is it false? It's an accusation before the court.
Well, see, he didn't finish his sentence. He was talking about a quote, like a retweet from Alex Jones. You know, Alex Jones just had that big lawsuit. So they're trying to frame him as a kook and as a racist, basically.
Right. So okay. So let's see now. Yeah, he hasn't stepped up yet.
I do not stand with Alex Jones' position, narrative, court case that he had with Sandy Hook, or any of the kids that felt like they had to relive trauma, or parents that had to relive trauma, or to be dismissive to all the lives that were lost during that tragic event.
Good.
My post was a post from Alex Jones that he did in the early 90s or late 90s about secret societies in America of occults. And it's true. So I wasn't identifying with anything of being a campaignist for Alex Jones or anything. I was just there to post. And it's funny, and it's actually hilarious because out of all the things I posted that day, that was the one post that everyone chose to.
Okay, hold it. Pause there, board. You see, that's the first crack. That's the first crack. And it is true. Yep. So he's now backing Alex Jones. What Alex Jones said, what Alex Jones posted, he has concluded that it is true. Full stop. Yep. So he's backing Alex
Well,
Jones
I,
on
I
that
would say
specific
this.
statement?
I agree with you, IC3. I think that statement more than the documentary is the reason why they're coming at him, because they don't want him to bring light to the idea, or as they may say, the conspiracy theory that there's Jewish secret societies. But we know that there are secret
Yeah,
societies, that there's Freemasons and all of that, and
Yes.
that they run things behind the scenes. So the fact that he would say something like that, they're like, oh, hell no, because Kanye was saying some of the same things.
right. You see? So this is where the Neely Fuller comes in. Neely Fuller would say what Alex Jones said. It appears to be true, but he wouldn't back him and say yes, it's true. He just says, I'm led to believe, or so I've been informed, but I'm continuing to do the research. But it appears to be true. That appears to be true. But once you say it is true, that's a statement. It's no
But,
longer any
but
research.
you know what? You made me think, and I don't think him and Kanye in this sense said anything off code, although I think Kanye West has a little bit of a mental illness. But I still will say on this trend, and I think a lot of brothers can agree with this. See, Kanye has a Messiah complex, meaning he's willing to sacrifice himself, not only because of his Christian indoctrination, but now because of his Hebrew indoctrination. He feels like, you know what? The truth, standing on truth, is worth more than money. And if I have a platform to inform my people, not only that they're the chosen people, but to also defend God. See, this goes beyond just this material realm. It's about spiritual morality. They're like, I have to stand on truth. Otherwise, I'm choosing haram, as the Muslims may say. I'm choosing demonic activity. I'm choosing the material world over spiritualism. So Kyrie basically just says, look, I've done my best to tiptoe around the issue and give you an early apology. But if you're asking me to lie now on the stand and say, look, there aren't secret societies, because he knows, he's like, look, man, I'm an elite. I'm around these elitists. I'm around the people who run the world. You know what I'm saying? And I understand that, yeah, I got influence, but I don't have as much influence as they say. And number two, I see how I'm being used and other brothers are being used as pawns in the game with no power. So therefore, I have to empower my people. And if that means I'm going to lose a shoe deal, if that means I'm going to receive backlash, because both of these brothers had to be cognitive and aware that that's a consequence. They just made that moral conviction, right? Because of their spirituality, that he's saying, look, I got a Messiah complex. I'm willing to be a little bit of a Christ for you. I'm willing to be figuratively crucified in the media so that you can wake up to the truth. So he feels like he's doing something on a higher scale. But I think too many black people are focusing on the money. So therefore people like, man, what is this nigga's problem? He should have just never said nothing about the Illuminati. He should have just never said nothing about the documentary. Come on, Kyrie, what are you doing? So I kind of see both sides of it. From a business standpoint, in terms of playing the long game, everybody will say, you know what, man, just shut up and dribble and spend money behind the scenes. But on the flip side, if it's his spiritual conviction, then I can understand where he's coming from. Even though it may not make financial sense, it makes him feel good when he looks in the mirror.
It's morally, it's what he think is morally right. He's standing on his morals right now when he does that. You know what I'm saying? It's like fuck the money, but we knew kind of Kyrie was on fuck the money when he didn't take the damn the jab. So he's not saying fuck the money, but he's like, no, I'm not gonna conform. So even with this information that he's getting, like you said, bro, he's gonna step up and say, man, you know what, man, I won't conform. I guess eventually he got beaten into submission, but the brother who just he don't want to conform. But I see through. You still there, bro?
Oh yeah, watch this. Right. Let's talk about power now. Power.
Okay.
Right. Now, the statement of truth. The statement, black people are not in a position to make statements of truth. Not within a world system of white supremacy. Black people like Neely Fuller's worked out after all these years of observation, black people are in the state of an investigator, of a researcher. Just like Neely Fuller says, you can't, no black person can prove that a white person is a racist. You can't accuse them. You have to be in a position of power to make statements. Therefore, if you're in a position where you don't have power, you stay in the question lane, gathering evidence so that the court, that's how you wield the power of the court. That's how you wield the power of the moral high ground. It's a very subtle thing. I don't know if you're catching what I'm saying. You see, once you make statements from a position of no power, right, you will be crushed by the power of the system. It will crush you. You've put your head above the parapet, and you can be hit. You can be hit, and you will be hit. But if you say, look, it's just as I was saying before, a detective, it's not the detective's job, it's not the researcher's job to state what is true. All the detective does is gather the evidence. Can I have the those people that
Forensics.
Forensics, that's it. Call in the forensics. The forensics job is to gather fingerprints. The forensics job is to get blood samples. That's the only truth. That's the only form of truth black people can deal with. That's the only form of truth that is safe for black people. You gather the evidence, stockpile it, and then you present it in the court. And let the people, let the lawyers, let them see, because it's the people that will decide what is true and what is not. It's the people, the court will decide whether you're whether it's the lies being told or not. So black people, they're not the judges. So you can't
You
make
know what I
statements.
see three? I will give you just one caveat on what you're saying, and I agree. This is just the paradigm shift that I see developing. I think more and more black people don't want to feel safe or have this illusion of safety anymore, because we've realized there's all-out warfare on us from all ends of every spectrum of white supremacy, and we're tired. So when
Yes.
people realize that they're on attack from all ends, and you're willing to give up the ghost and fight to the last man and the last bullet, see, now we're in the space that we need to be in, because we realize whether you're an NBA player or whether you're a grandma shopping at a grocery store in Buffalo, New York, you can get shot by some white supremacist who has a caveman meltdown in a temper tantrum and looks like a reject from the Geek Squad. You know, you're going to feel his wrath. You're going to feel his pain because he feels insecure and he has a low self-image, and he's been lied to his whole life that he's dominant. But yet he'll watch basketball games and football games and be reminded that physically he doesn't measure up. He'll get a Pornhub account or X-Hamster account, and he'll see some white girl's vagina queefing from a black man fucking the shit out of some white girl, and he'll say, damn, you know what? I don't measure up. He'll see a black man like Barack Obama, whether you think he was the greatest president or not, or he'll see people who have moved and articulated through levels of society when there's all these booby traps to prevent black people from, even reaching these positions. And when he sees that, it makes him feel insecure because he knows the game is rigged and that the playing field is not level. So metaphorically speaking, the white boy is ready to throw down his Xbox controller and hit the power button and cut the game off because he's a sore loser. That's what January 6th was about. It's like me playing a video game with my little brother. He got mad because I leveled up. I got better. I learned how to compete, and I kicked his ass, and he can't handle it. So now I can own him every time we play the game. And that's really literally how they feel. They feel like they're getting owned. And this new generation of black people don't have fear. This new generation of black people don't care what white people think. This new generation of black people don't care what old people think. Not to be disrespectful. We realize like we're going to get killed in the streets no matter what. So if you're a race soldier wearing a police uniform, you're not a police officer. Therefore, I don't have to respect you. I respect the law, but you're putting my life on the line. So if I'm going to die anyway, if I'm going to be shot up like Swiss cheese anyway, you're going to start having police officers being in Mexican standoffs when they come to our community. And
okay,
and
hold it. Okay. We got the point.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Very strong. I understand. But watch this. We can learn something from you Americans about power. Now, watch this. It's obvious the Americans have the greatest military in the world. And they can crush any military in the world. And even stand a chance to come up against the Americans, the Russians, the Chinese, and the Indians would all have to come together, and the Iranians, just to, and they still would lose because America's so far ahead. There's just no way. There's nothing. Nobody can touch the Americans in terms of military force. They're untouchable. Yeah, I was watching a documentary. Wow. Yeah, no, they can't be touched. It's too much power. Now, watch this. In order to maintain that power and get stronger, what the Americans do is they've got the power, but what they do is they've got to get the moral high ground. So basically, like Iraq, weapons of mass destruction. You see, what they want is to get the Germans, the French, the British, the Italians, everybody on their side before they launch power. You see, so they've got the muscle, right? But they need that spiritual, that invisible force. They need it's the moral. You've got to be perceived as righteous in your execution of power. Even if you've got the most guns and most bullets and nobody can beat you, you need that invisible moral high ground. That's what I was saying before. The difference between the relationship between currency and money. Money is the physical. Yeah, you can see it, you can feel it. You got the tanks, you got the grenades, you got the bombs, you got the planes, you've got the soldiers. Yeah, that's the physical. Yes, but the spiritual, the realm of currency is the invisible. So
I just have to correct you on one thing.
Go on,
see, NATO and the UN, they decided at the end of World War II, in the beginning of the Cold War, that America's going to be a superpower. So the UK, France, Italy, Germany, all these countries started to decide that they were going to stop mass producing and competing to be a superpower. They were going to focus on industry. They were going to have, rudimentary weapon systems, but they weren't going to try to compete with the US. So they allowed, that's when all the banking systems and everything came together and NATO and all this. And they said, look, we're going to allow America to basically be the strong arm of Western democracy. So anytime we agree that there's a problem that not only affects America's national security, but European dominance, we're going to send the U.S. in. So it's not so much that they have the moral high ground. It's I'm white and I say so. We're going to come up with any excuse that we can or any patsy we can manufacture so we can carry out what we need to carry out. We don't necessarily need the world's approval. They already got the approval from all the European nations. It's more or less them putting everybody else on code and say, look, you see what happened with Homeboy. He didn't play ball. Confessions of an Economic Hitman. We asked him to let us to come in there foreign direct investment, regulate and control the price of oil. He wanted to nationalize the oil. He wanted to change the terms of the agreement. Okay, we need regime change. And that's it. Period, point blank. So yeah, all the other nations basically relinquished their power and they allowed the US to basically be you could say the muscle. That's why right now with Ukraine and everything else, notice everybody's taking the calls coming from the US because they have allowed the US to be a superpower, and the US is in turn supplying other countries with weaponry, and they exchange intelligence, right? British intelligence and US intelligence are lock and step. That's why when it comes to these barrels of oil that the Saudis and the Russians are trying to use to weaponize against the US, it's British banks and insurance companies that insure those cargo ships. So they're saying, if you try to sell this oil past a price that we don't agree with, we're not going to insure your oil tanker. And if one or two of those tankers mysteriously sink because a British sub or US sub shoots it down, those companies will go bankrupt. So that's where the UK, they're able to have them by the balls because of their financing. They're like, you had to come to us in the first place to even be able to allow you to operate in those waters, because the British used to occupy a lot of that territory and still has those relationships with India and so forth. So they've had the whole game sold for a while. So they're like, instead of us wasting raw materials on building more submarines and aircraft carriers, we're going to let the U.S. handle that. So I use this metaphor all the time. Uncle Sam is a pimp, and the Statue of Liberty is his hoe, and she sleeps with the white man, the Chinaman, the Arab. She gets around. But if you don't pay his hoe, then he comes up and he checks you. He comes and he collects. So you better pay her. If you don't pay her, he's going to come and collect. And as far as America's consumption rate, they always show Uncle Sam looking at some skinny white man, that's in his late 60s or early 60s. In reality, it should be my 600-pound life. He should be like, Lady Liberty, bring me a whole chicken. Lady Liberty, bring me a whole bucket of KFC. Bring me all the cobalt from Africa. He is fat. He is bloated. The Uncle Sam is bloated. Think about how much Uncle Sam is overeating. But he's still a pimp. He's a fat pimp. And if you don't pay him, he's going to smack you. So we got a fat pimp in the West going against a fat bear. You know what I'm saying? In Russia. And you know what they say in the homosexual community, what a bear is. And I'm going to land my plane there.
So based on what you're saying there, would you agree, based on what you just said, you said that the people agreed after the Second World War, they agreed to give the power to America. So that's a state of mind. Based on what you're saying, it's true. It's a state of mind, but they're handing the power to the central representative. But if America behaves in a way that causes those people, those entities that have handed their power to America to change their mind, then the whole structure starts to fall apart. So,
but see, they'll never change their mind. That's why, like right now, the Russia is trying to limit, what is it called, natural gas from getting to the UK. My gas bill is going to go up. Why? Because America's like, no, we're going to help the UK. We're going to supply them with that. Any allies that they have within NATO, and also, what is it called, the United Nations. Don't forget about the United Nations. There's like over 100 countries. So it's like between the United Nations and NATO specifically, and the IMF, they're like the Avengers, baby. You got America, the UK, France, Germany, all of these countries are working together, and now they're allowing even Japan to build up its military and beef up its military, because they know there's going to be a conflict eventually with China over Taiwan, right? America wants to keep Taiwan as a close ally because that's how we can get our microchips. That's how we can, move forward with our technology. It's a national security threat, right? Silicon Valley is one thing, but the Taiwanese, again, because of what's it called? Competitive advantage. See, every country now specializes in something. That's how.
Yeah. Okay. I've got the point.
So they can prevent world war. That was a reason.
Your mic, Robbie. Your mic. You gotta try to your mic, brother.
Yeah.
Robbie.
All right. Okay. So let's investigate our differences. Let's look at this what Born Richards posted here. It says sources, Nets have delivered Kyrie Irving 6 items he must complete to return to the team.
Yes.
Okay, watch
So
this now. Watch this.
Currently, he's suspended, and that's why I pulled this up. IC3, because I know. Let's get into the words. What do these words mean?
Yes.
Let's get into this. And this is what
that's right.
Now, this is after the
Forensic.
apology. This is after the apology. So he's already apologized. You still pretty much kicked him off the team until he does this. This is their list of demands.
Okay, so first one. Okay, he must apologize and condemn the movie. Now, wrong. Apologize for what? See, if he'd stayed in the question investigating research mode, right, then they could not demand that he apologize. See, and condemn the movie. To condemn the movie is to arrive at a conclusion. You see, it's to arrive at a conclusion that the movie is wrong or it is bad. You see, so if he takes a position that it says here, condemn the movie, that to condemn the movie, you can only do that. Leave out there. Let me see. So it says you have to have come to a conclusion. You must have concluded your investigation. You must have finished doing the detective work, and you've decided that the movie is wrong and that it is lies. So you are making a statement that the Hebrew Israelites are liars, the black brothers are liars, and the white Jewish people are telling the truth. Therefore, you have to condemn the movie because you've chosen a side. So if you choose a side, then obviously the other side is wrong. So it's compulsory that you condemn them because you've chosen a side. You've made a statement, and you must apologize for being on that side. You see, it's all there in the first one. Apologize and condemn the movie. You see, so what they're saying is, you must apologize.
They're saying both, right? And can apologize, and I don't know. I think that means
you're right.
And he did both of those things in his
condemn. That
comment.
Means, hold it. So that means you were once with your black brothers, right? And now you've realized that the black brothers were liars, and the information that they have is incorrect. But because you were associated with them, because you believe what they were saying is true, right? And now that you've changed your position, yes, then you must apologize for having a position in the first place on the wrong side. Yes?
Yeah.
And now that you're on our side, you must condemn the movie as well. So I'm sorry for being wrong. I'm sorry for having the wrong point of view. I should have been right all along. I should have been on your side all along. Oh my God, it's the best. You see, that's why Neely Fuller is so seriously. Oh, if all these people could read Neely Fuller, man, he's been through it. He's been around too long. He's been through all this. Apologize and condemn.
Yes.
Yes. So in that, as a first move, you are stating that you had a position, that your position was incorrect, and I apologize for being. I'm sorry for my sloppy research that I've concluded. You see, that's why you stay in the question mode. So yes, they're right to hit him because he had a position. That's why you stay as a detective, you stay as a researcher, you come to no conclusions.
I'll give some pushback.
Go on then.
As far as a detective is concerned, it's real simple. It is undeniable. Samson was in Jesus' lineage. He was black. He was of the tribe of Judah, and he had dreadlocks. And I would tell you what's interesting with this whole argument, right? You really got Nazareth, or should I say Bethlehem, versus Jerusalem. See, wherever Jesus was born, he was a Nazarene. I think they said Nazareth was like a ghetto. You know what I'm saying? It was on the south side. You know, if this is the difference between the North and the South Pole, he was an elf from the South Pole. So he was black. So he was a black man there in Jerusalem teaching. And that's another reason why they had an issue.
How are you going to prove that?
Dude, it's real simple. Because, I mean,
how?
As plain as day, they tell you that Samson is black and that Solomon.
Who told you that?
It's in their Bible. It's in their book. I'm just saying, like, if they try to bring up any book,
Slow down.
Hello, Robbie, for real, because I do want to hear you, because I know you're an Israelite brother, so I do want to hear you break it down. But your mic, we got to really figure out your mic, Robbie.
Yeah, your mic is terrible.
This is a good conversation. I want to hear it, but your mic, it's loud and then you go out. It's loud and then
it's the Illuminati.
I'm gonna be quiet. Yeah, they're trying to get you.
Yeah. You see, when you make a statement, Samson was black. That's a conclusion. It's over. Then the question comes, how are you going to prove that Samson was black? You can't, unless Samson comes to you, you can look at his face.
Bro, in their own movies and films, they depict him as black.
Who's they?
White folks, white Jews.
Yeah, but if they choose to depict him as black, they can say, wait a minute, it's our fiction. We can make an actor, we can choose a black person for the role, we can choose a white person for the role, we make the movie. Therefore, what we say, and if you're using what we say, sorry?
Samson had dreadlocks. That's what he was known for. Dreadlocks.
No, you keep repeating it. Repeating it doesn't make it. Look. I'm gonna behave like the white Jews now. You keep repeating it doesn't make it fact. You're making a statement that Samson is black. I'm asking you, where did you get the proof from? And if you're saying you got the proof from my movies.
If you're going to play the role of the white Jew, I'll say, well, then how do you prove that he's white? How do we prove that Jesus is white? And if this is our fairy tale, then why is Kyrie being counseled or being made to apologize to a fairy tale guy? He might as well apologize to Santa Claus while he's at it. So
hold it. Watch this.
And I will shove this.
You're being chewed up. No. You're getting emotional now. I will destroy you. I will destroy you by the way you're talking.
No, but I asked some serious valid questions. It's fairy tale, all of it's fairy tale. So why are we apologizing?
No, but you're talking too fast. This is how you get destroyed. You're behaving just like Kyrie was behaving.
Look, if it's a fairy tale, like you said, if it's a fairy tale and they can make a character however they want to make them, then if the whole thing's a fairy tale, what are we talking about? If that would be their defense, right?
Right. So let's deal with one person at a time. Now, if I'm making movies and I invested the money to make the movies and I choose the actors, whether black, white, or Chinese, it's my movie. It's my business. I do what I want. And so I'll tell you what I want in my movie. And my movie is fiction. It's entertainment. And I'm making money. So if you want to use my movie as evidence for your foundation is me. You're nothing because your foundation is me.
the same text that they're using. They're standing on text to justify their religious belief. So if we're going to base it off that same logic, and these are the parameters they're operating on to make him apologize, then we got to go by what's in the text, which is why they don't want to debate with a lot of the Hebrew brothers, to be honest with you, because they tear their ass up with their Bible.
No. You're all over the place. You're all over the place. You're weak.
You understand where I'm coming from, boy? Yes,
no, I understand what you're saying, but
it.
it's weak. It's you're shooting like a machine gun, shooting
Bro, I'm not
peas.
shooting weak. I actually got them in the crossface. If this is the real question. Is the Jewish religion and faith based on a lie? If it's based on a lie, then we don't need to be apologizing to nobody. If we're apologizing to somebody because there's some historical fact, then we have to entertain the fact that there also are Black Jews and Hebrews, because they find them genetically in Africa. So it's not far-fetched to say that Samson was Black. But anyway, continue, brother.
Yeah. See, so that's you'd be destroyed. The whole way you was talking there, I understand from what you're saying, yes, but technically you're dead already, because your foundation is not strong. You can't talk like that. That's why Neelyful is right. Avoid statements, because you will talk yourself and bury yourself. I'll just keep asking questions and you drill yourself down. Finished. So watch again. It says that all of this is coming from the first one. Apologize and condemn the movie.
Yes.
How can you make somebody do that? To apologize, they must have done something to be sorry for. What is it that he has done to be sorry for? To force him to make the apology?
What they're saying is he's anti-Semitic. He dehumanized the J people. He was ignorant in his stance and arrogant in that press conference.
Hold it. Okay, watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Let's go slowly, because I'm doing forensic here.
Yeah, I know. I'm just telling you.
When you say gay people, are you meaning Japanese? I just want to be clear. Yeah, I'm joking.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, the Japanese. Yeah, let's just call them Japanese for the purposes of this live stream. We'll call
because we're investigating, so we gotta be clear
exactly.
On terms.
Yeah, because don't forget the way we're talking. Right? Imagine if you're Kanye West. There's millions and billions of pounds based on these words. It's big money. You can't be throwing words all over the place. Your precision, your talking's got to be precise. Your words, because it's billions and millions of pounds.
I see.
If your sentence is wrong,
if your line of logic on this live causes Born to have to apologize in a week, I'm gonna be cracking up,
So watch this. But watch this. You see, we're still on the first point. Apologize / condemn movie.
Yes.
Why apologize and condemn? Those two go together. First of all, you must apologize for taking the position that the movie was giving truth, and that you took the position. So it's a position that you have taken, that you had taken, and now because you are changed your position, you must apologize for the position that you held. Right. So that's one I'd say, yep, the white people, they've got him there. Definitely. Because he took a position. Second one, 500,000 donation to anti-hate causes. Right. Yep, that's justified. Yeah, because you were caught out of as being in a hateful position, and you admitted it. So now that you've moved from your hateful position to our position, we want some tangible. We want to put a price, yeah, on that wrong position. It's going to cost you for being wrong. So it's okay to say sorry, right? But you're going to have to pay. Yeah, sorry. Just saying sorry is not good enough. Sorry, that's the first step. Yep. Sorry, we understand that, right? What? How much are you going to pay now? We're going to quantify.
Let's get to it. Let's get to it.
Yes. So see, so sorry is never enough. These people quantify, bring the money. Okay. So yes, and you because you've apologized, you have to pay.
Yes.
Next one. Sensitivity training. I mean, they're just piling it in. Sensitivity training. Why? Because you were in that hateful position and you were unsensitive, you were not sensitive to our position, right? You need to be educated so that you don't do it again. We need to train your mind, train you to get rid of that uneducated position. Your conditioning or the things that you learned or your research or the evidence you gathered, you misinterpreted it.
Yes? And you're not sensitive, right? I said it's the no remorse, right? Yes. Remember earlier I said they'll say you I think you said something like, how can you be condemned for body language? And I said they will say you have no remorse.
That's right. Right. You got it.
Your body language showed me that you had no remorse.
Yes.
And that's what this is sensitive. You wasn't sensitive enough in that press conference. So you obviously need sensitivity training.
There you go.
You're not sensitive to the plight of the J people. Go ahead, IC3. You already know.
Right. Sensitivity training. So in other words, we're going to help you. We're helping you to correct yourself because your state of mind did not allow you to interpret the evidence that was in front of you. You came to the wrong conclusions about the evidence and the research that you have gathered. Whilst if you had allowed us to educate you, you would be able to interpret the information and evidence that you're gathering in your research. Next one.
All right.
Anti-Semitic training.
All right. Let's read that one again one more time, Uncle, for the family.
Anti-Semitic training.
All right, I know you're gonna get into the forensics, Uncle, but if you had to guess, what is anti-Semitic training? Talk to him, Uncle.
I don't know. I don't know because anti-Semitic training implies that you need to be trained to know what a Semite is. Yes. So whoever's leading the course, whoever's doing the training, is the authority on anti-Semitism and what it means to be Semitic. So by taking that training, you are submitting to the authority of the people who are training you to their definition of what a Semite is.
I agree. You're right. We're gonna tell you you're right. We're gonna tell you who the Semites are.
Exactly. So obviously, those black people that are calling themselves Semite, that you agree have been anti-Semitic, they don't know what a Semite is.
We do.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do.
And you're about to pay $500,000
Yeah, yeah.
because of their lack of knowledge.
those dumb niggas. Those dumb
Yes,
niggas, man. You listen to those dumb niggas, and now
it
you
costs you
gotta pay us.
500,000.
Yeah, now you gotta pay us 500,000.
Yes,
Shit.
and
Good shit.
look, and it's worse.
Yeah.
Not only the 500,000 is only for the apology. The training is going to cost you money, isn't it? Even more money. It's 500,000 you're going to give to us
Yeah.
as part of your sorry. Now you better get the sensitivity training. How much is that going to cost?
Yeah.
And you have to pay for anti-Semitic training. How much is that going to cost?
Exactly. And then here we go. Here we go. Let's get back to it. Where we at? Where we at?
And look at this. Next one.
Yeah, next one. Next one is crazy too, Uncle.
Meet with ADL Jewish leaders.
ADL, Anti-Defamation League.
Anti-Defamation League, yeah.
Yeah,
Jewish leaders.
/ Jewish leaders. Before you break that down, just a quick one, real quick, because I got this pulled up. Let me share my screen. I went to the ADL's website today, and it says ADL, who we are. If we know Kyrie has to meet with the Anti-Defamation League, let's see what does the
right. That's okay. Well, so, yeah. What it makes you? Let's read it.
We're getting forensic. Let me blow it up.
Yes.
Go ahead, Uncle.
Okay.
Go ahead, Uncle.
You've got to meet with the ADL, and who are the ADL? Okay, who we are. ADL is the leading anti-hate organization in the world.
hold on.
Your laughing, sir, does not sound like you're sensitive. I think you're going to need sensitivity training.
Robbie, boy, you gotta be a bad motherfucker when you can just start your opening sentence and you end it with "in the world."
In the world. So that basically you're trashing every other culture. Doesn't matter what the Africans think.
Yes, facts.
Doesn't matter what they love or hate. We are
anti-hate,
the arbiters
of anti-hate,
of what is love and what is hate.
Good shit.
If the Africans say they love something and we say they hate it, it's hate. Then go by what we say. We're the arbiters in the world about what is love and what is hate. So the aspects of culture is just wiped out people's culture.
Yes.
You are not allowed to hate this. You are not allowed to love that because we say so.
And that's big. That's big. I see three. That's because this is what they are. Like the ADL is the if when it comes to hate speech or hate act or anything to deal with hate, especially here in America, the ADL will label you, mark you, and once you go on their list, they're the standard. They're the standards, especially here in America. I see three. It's the standard. If the we talked about apologizing and condemning. If the ADL condemns you in America, America condemns you. Yeah, the whole country. This is the standard. But go ahead, Uncle, if you want to read some more of it.
Look at that. Founded in 1913. Okay, so we've been around. It's an organization, you see. Organization. It's been around.
Yeah.
Its timeless mission is to stop the defamation of the Jewish people and to secure justice and fair treatment to all
Hey,
In the
Barnes, do
same
you know
sentence.
what's on Kyrie Irving's voicemail? His ringtone?
What's that?
I apologize.
Yeah, he got to.
I know it's not the same.
Well,
Did you
go
hear
ahead.
that?
Go ahead, I see three. What's that?
Let's read that again.
Yeah,
I
let's
don't.
read it.
The weight. Look at this. Founded in 1913, its timeless mission. That means forever.
Yeah.
Its timeless mission forever into the future. That's what it means. Its timeless mission is to quote, stop the defamation of the Jewish people and
Yeah.
to secure justice
Yeah.
and fair treatment to all. That is that is blatant.
That's blatant.
Blatant. I mean, you can say its timeless mission is to stop the defamation of Jewish people. That's fine. You're an organization set up for Jewish people, by Jewish people, and to look after Jewish people.
Yes.
And to let everybody understand the Jewish point of view. That's fine. Okay, I understand why you exist. And to secure justice,
yes,
and fair treatment. Justice is a cultural point of view.
Thank you. Thank you.
How can a racist serve justice? How can a white supremacist serve justice to black people or Asian people? How can an Englishman serve justice to an African?
It's the power. It's the power of justice. I tell you what justice is because I'm in power. Yeah. When I'm in power, I decide what justice is.
And Neely Fuller said the word fair means white. And he breaks it down in his book.
Okay.
Fair means white. So secure justice and white supremacist treatment to all.
Oh.
White values.
Yes.
To all. How dare you? How dare?
They've ended their first two sentences with world and all.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is supreme. This is supreme talk. Blatantly. Neely Fuller has just gone through. Neely Fuller's been through the wars. He's unbelievable. Next one. Today, ADL continues to fight all forms of anti-Semitism and bias, using innovation and partnerships to drive impact.
What? Hold on, wait. I see three. And you know what's funny? I didn't read this. I pulled it up because I know I want to read it on the show. But these words is crazy, man.
Crazy.
Hey, this is crazy what they say here, y'all. They're using innovation, partnerships to drive innovation and partnerships to drive impact. And this is exactly what's going on. Hey guys, let's don't forget about Kyrie, right? Because we're only breaking them down because Kyrie has to go sit with these people. Imagine them reading this to Kyrie Irving.
Exactly. So Kyrie's going to be indoctrinated with this.
It's a fact.
His head's gone. They're going to cut his brain out.
This is crazy, man.
So you have to meet and with these people. Just look at this other angle. Look at this other angle. Do you know, if I was to read this and you to go and tell me to meet with this, there's no way I'm ever going to meet with them. You'd have to put me in chains and then force me into that. I've no way I would walk to go and meet people like this with that point of view.
Yeah.
For what reason?
Yeah, for real.
If I was an African Jamaican, anybody. Why am I going to meet with them for what?
Mhm.
If you said, okay, to understand the Jewish point of view, yes, that's good.
Yeah,
That's reasonable.
exactly. But let me tell you what would I'll tell you what would turn me off when it says, when I say, who am I meeting with? They say the ADL, and then he says, well, the ADL continues to fight all forms of anti-Semitism and bias. So when you say that to me, I'm saying, hold on. Why do they? Because this is a group that fights, right?
Yeah.
This is a group that fights. They said they continue to fight all forms of anti-Semitism and bias. Number one, I'm not an anti-Semitic and I'm not biased. Why would I?
Right.
Why should I go fight with
Yeah.
these people?
Or be
Yeah,
fought.
yeah, or
Tell
be
them to fight
fought. Like,
me.
these are
Yeah.
fighters. I don't want to meet
Yeah.
fighters. I don't. I don't want to go meet with the army or the navy. I don't have any reason to meet with them right
Exactly.
now. For real. For real.
You
And
see, it's the language.
yeah, it's a fact.
So look, using innovation and partnerships to drive impacts. In other words, if you're going to meet these people, right? It's about, are you going to be a partner with us or not? Are you an enemy? Are you going to be with us? Are you going to be one of us or not?
And what is innovation? You want to fight all forms of anti-Semitism and bias using innovation.
It's new ideas, look up the word, innovation, new ideas, new concepts, new ways, innovative partnerships to drive impact, which I perceive, if you believe in secure justice and fair treatment for all, that impact is the destruction of other cultures and other peoples with other values. You can drive to try and conserve your own values, your own traditions, your own culture. That's good. But the drive to enforce your values on everybody else is abuse. You're driving to destroy culture, other cultures, with people who share other values. Conserve your values, like your house, right? In your house, it's your house, it's your home. So you serve the food that you want inside your house. You decorate your home the way you want it. But to go into other people's houses and other people's flats who live down the road and tell them how to arrange their home, where to sleep, and what color their room, their house should be inside, their internal affairs, is not right. Look after your look after your home. And you have every right to defend your home, your house. That's where you live, where your family is, and where you sleep, your bedroom. Yes? So what you do in your house is right for you. It's your house. But then to go across the street and start pushing your values inside somebody else's house, no.
I agree.
Then it says, as global leader, global again.
Yeah, there we go. Global, all world. Those words.
Yeah.
Everybody. They're saying everybody, y'all.
Everybody.
Really, everybody, everywhere.
Exactly.
Yeah.
A global leader in combining a global leader in combating anti-Semitism. That's fair, okay. Countering extremism. What do you mean? And battling bigotry wherever and whenever it happens. ADL works to protect democracy and ensure a just and inclusive society for all.
You can't make this shit up, man. Hey, you can't make this shit up. This is crazy. This is a crazy. What would this be? Like your manifesto? This is crazy. This is crazy. You say who we are. This is who we are. This is crazy, man. This is crazy. So extremism we combat. So that means we're combating, which means we control. And combating is also another aggressive word, right? We got the ADL
Yes.
continues to fight
And battling.
And we're the global leader in combating. You know
Look
what
at
I mean?
the words.
Combat.
This is fight, combat, fight.
Combat. And when it comes to anti-Semitism, we control the market on that, so we can tell you who's anti-Semite and who's not.
Who's not?
Countering extremism, yes, that countering is another. I guess I think a military and army. When I hear countering, a counterattack, we're countering the enemy. So we're countering extremism. So that means we can decide who's extreme and who's not.
Right.
And we're battling, another word, battling bigotry. Bigotry. I can tell you who's a bigot, who's the racist. I'm not a racist. You're a racist. You posted that movie, and that movie was racist. So you're a bigot. You're extreme, and you're anti-Semite. And we control the world. If we say it, the world believes it.
And it says wherever, whenever. That means anywhere in the world, wherever, even in space, even on another planet.
Hey, I see through the young boys would say it's on site. That means it's on site. As soon as we see it, we combat it. It's on site. You know what I mean?
But look at this. Isn't it extreme? Yeah, it says counter extremism. Isn't it extreme to say that you can serve justice for everybody in the world?
I think so.
I mean, how can you get more extreme than that? If I decorate my house the way I want it, yes, and say, I've got to make sure everybody else down the street has their house decorated in the way and furnished the way like mine. Everybody, even the last house, the last flat, the last apartment, way down the other side, all houses, all apartments must be to what I believe is correct.
Absolutely.
I'm happy with it. Yeah. I've got to be happy. My people.
Exactly. So, and speaking of that, so my bad. That was just a quick breakdown of the ADL, who the ADL is, Uncle. I'm gonna get back to the list of demands, but yeah, I want to get to that quick. You know, we got to break down ADL. It's a lot. You guys Google that and look up the Anti-Defamation League. Look up its founders. We know it was founded in 1913. What were my ancestors doing in 1913 in America? I see three. Take a wild guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Still suffering from white supremacy, but all right. What was I at? I see three. Not there. Hold on, y'all. I got turned around. Was I here? Okay. All right, I was here. Hold on. Let me share my screen, family. My bad. And we'll get back to the list of demands. All right, here we go. All right.
Right. So that was meet with ADL and Jewish leaders. Okay.
Yes.
No, I wouldn't want to meet with them after reading that. No. Next one. Meet with Joe Tsai to demonstrate understanding. To demonstrate understanding. Yes. Who's Joe Tsai?
So Joe Tsai is the owner of the basketball team he plays for.
Okay.
The Brooklyn Nets. So Joe Tsai is the owner of the Brooklyn Nets.
Okay. Yes. To demonstrate understanding. Demonstrate Oh, what does he have to do to demonstrate understanding?
Good
I suppose you have
question.
to speak to the rest of the team and the staff, explaining what he's been trained on and that he's paid the money.
Yes, yeah.
And that he's apologized. Yeah, to confirm, tell
Yeah.
Joe Tsai that he's done the six
Everything on the
things.
checklist.
Yeah, he's
Everything
done.
on
He's
the
done.
checklist.
That's right. He's completed the
Yes,
checklist.
yes,
That's right.
yes.
Yeah,
Yes. That
completed
means
the
I met.
checklist.
Yeah, I met with the ADL. I'm no longer anti-Semite, but you know why? Because I've been trained not to be.
Yes.
I've been trained. And yes, I'm sensitive now. You know why? Because I've been trained to be sensitive. So I'm sensitive. And I gave you guys my money. I apologize. Condemn that movie. Fuck that movie. I don't know what I was thinking. After this training, I don't. My brain has been cleaned. My brain has been cleaned
Yeah.
from any misinformation that I had. I've been trained, and so yeah, and that's you. You know, begging to the man who employs you. Yeah, it's
So,
buck breaking. It's buck breaking. After we break you
yeah.
down, after we break you down and make you do all of this, when we send you back to the slave master, you must let him know how the training worked.
And did you notice when you were playing the video clip earlier on that the interviewer was saying what people will think? So that comes from the ADL. So you know what the interviewer should be saying to Kyrie is, based on the things you've said and the things you've done, it makes me feel this, and that. Yeah, you're giving me the impression. But for the interviewer to speak on behalf of the rest of the world as if he knows everybody's opinion, it's like, what? And also to speak on behalf of the Jewish people. You'd have to say, the interviewer would have to say, identify, I am Jewish and I'm speaking on the Jewish people's behalf. And I'm a representative. And as a representative, this is what I have to say. That's fair enough. That's good. Okay. Now, any more questions from other people? Is there any Israelites in the audience? Do you have any questions? Are there any French people in the audience? Do you have any questions? Yeah.
Yeah.
Any Africans in the audience? Do you have any questions? I heard the Jewish point of view.
Yeah.
The Jewish person asked me some questions. I've addressed his concerns. Anybody else?
Okay.
Is that reasonable?
That's reasonable. That's reasonable. I see too. That's hilarious. I can't imagine you at the press conference. Oh man, but that's reasonable though, Uncle. I can't lie. I can't lie. That's why they got him. Yeah, the press conference was wild, man.
So all this, and so you can see how the money flows and gets wasted in confusion.
Yep. But yeah, I got
Because
you.
really, that inquiry, that press conference, you should have Jewish representatives, African American representative, French representative, Italian representative. You have all these different representatives, and then you have, So if there's 20 people there and 2 people found what I said offensive, that's 2 people. How about all the other people? Or is it those 2 people are responsible for everybody else? And is it possible I mean, offensive is a matter of cultural perspective. What one group of people, what one nation, what one state sees as offensive, another group of people from a different culture with a different set of values might find it not offensive.
Agreed.
So no. If one person is the arbiter of what is offensive and what is not offensive for the whole of the world, that is extreme. That's brutal. That is extremism at its height.
Agreed.
Because you're going to the extreme. If there's a table there, there's only so much space. Yeah. So me and mine will look after this space. If I'm going to extend right out to the edge of and just take over everybody else's part of the table, that's extreme. That means you've gone to the extreme. You've got no reservation, no conservation. It's like you have your home and you have your bed where you sleep. And then if you say, well, I want the right to sleep in everybody else's bed and enter everybody's house when I want to, is that sane? I want to be able to go into everybody else's fridge when I want to. And walk into everybody else's house, and not stay within the limits of the space that's been allocated to me. Why I want to impose on everybody else's space. That's extreme. That's extremism. That's my view. That's how so I'm presenting my view to the court. My definition of extreme. No limits to myself. I'm extreme. I'm pushing myself over and beyond.
Yes. Yes, extreme.
There's no limits. There's no limits to my views of justice.
Yeah, I got you, Uncle. So after all of the madness happened, I see three. After all of the madness happened, people have been coming out speaking up for Kyrie. They're saying the list of demands are a little bit aggressive. That's the word I keep hearing. It's aggressive.
A little bit aggressive.
These words are aggressive. And yes, absolutely. We just looked up the ADL, and we know that it's aggressive. But let me play a little video I see through before I wrap this up, man. Let's see.
As I watched that,
hold on.
I could see my brother. He's not thinking about hating somebody. He's thinking about learning more about himself, because we are tired of being what others have made us. We must become ourselves again.
Hold on, my bad, y'all. My bad.
And he was interested in that journey, and I can listen to him, and I can see him, and I can see that's the journey that he's on. He's not trying to hurt the next. He's not trying to hurt the brothers that are playing ball with him.
Hold on, y'all. My bad.
As I watched them, I could see my
bad, guys. This shit is regular. I just want to play a little bit from the minister, man.
He's not thinking about hating somebody.
Ah, fuck.
He's thinking about learning more.
They don't want me to do it. They won't let me do it.
And learning has to do with, you have to learn about the situation in order to serve justice, correct? So as we were talking about earlier on, I was presenting about, like Neely Fuller says, being in a certain mindset. The mindset for the only safe mindset for black people is.
My bad.
Yeah.
My bad. I
see my brother.
Is it working now?
No. Go ahead.
Yeah. The only safe mindset for black people is detective mode, research mode, learning mode. Yeah. We're not in a position of power to come to conclusions. Any conclusions that I come to, I can say, well, I feel that way, so I conclude that that is the way I'm feeling, and I can state that as a statement. I can tell you that as a statement because that's me. I can tell you how I feel. But to say that that is true or that situation is true outside of me, that's outside of me. I just suspect it's true or somebody has told me that. But I can state how I feel, but I can't state how you feel or how you should feel. I'm not in that position. So I'm in the position of the investigator, gathering evidence, even evidence about myself. Yes, gathering evidence, building a case for a court case that where justice, for a court where justice will be served. So in order to serve justice, evidence and information must be presented, quality evidence must be presented to the court. And then the court,
yes,
which is the power, serves justice based on the information that has been submitted to the court. So,
yes,
so the detective is not it's not the detective's job to come to conclusions.
All right. So speaking of conclusions, I see 3. I'm about to wrap this up, bro. So you've been gathering evidence all day. What is the conclusion, or have you come to a conclusion on this case about Kyrie Irving? What is the conclusion, if you have one, brother?
Yeah, the conclusion is that he's a victim. He was a victim. Yeah. He was a victim, and that the truth, he made the mistake of making statements.
Should have stayed in question mode.
Yes. Yeah, that's it. Like Neely Fuller said, stay in question mode. So he's a victim. And the reason he didn't stay in question mode is because whatever the prisoner does whilst the prisoner is in prison, the prison management are responsible for and to be blamed.
There you go.
Is that right?
That's a fact.
If you die in prison,
yes,
or you're eating poorly in prison, or you're not well in prison,
mm-hmm.
or you're fighting in prison, it's the prison management.
Yeah,
If there's a riot in prison,
yeah, I died on your watch.
Exactly, on your watch. Why wasn't the person in their cell? Where was they supposed to be? The questions will be asked, and the family will come down and ask questions. What happened? What do you mean you don't know what happened? The person is in prison. How can you not know what happens to that individual in the prison? Because it's a confined area. So you have total, you know, you're supposed to know where the prisoner is, what the prisoner's eating, the state, everything.
Yep, sleeping arrangements, the whole nine.
Everything. Yeah. That's right.
You're responsible. You're responsible for them. Responsible for the prison. Well, that was
okay,
good.
so I'm going to see you all.
Yeah, man, I got to roll, man. I got to roll.
Yeah.
I really appreciate
nice one. Take care till next time.
This is a good one. Thank you, Uncle, for real. Salute, blessings to you.
Take care.
For doing that.
Right.
Salute. Shout out to my uncle IC3, man. Good brother, man. Damn, he kept it going with me tonight. Good shit, man. Good shit. He broke it down. The way it needed to be broken down, baby. All right, so what I want to do now, thank y'all, man. Listen, while y'all in here, hit the like button. You in here chilling, you ain't doing shit else. You might as well hit the like button. You know what I'm saying? Uncle broke it down. The curious case of Kyrie Irving. Uncle was meticulous in collecting and gathering evidence and then solving the fucking case, man. So shout out to IC3, man. He did his thing, man. Also, before we get out of here, I want you guys to get over there and subscribe to the new podcast channel, man. The new podcast channel is gaining traction. You know, we having good convos on that thing. We're getting some good engagement, some good reactions. I really appreciate the people who already got their ass over there and subscribe and hit the like button and leave comments and do all of that, man. You know what I mean? All right, so matter of fact, I'll just play a little clip. You know, we just dropped a brand new episode yesterday over there. Just click that YouTube link. We just dropped a brand new episode yesterday. So, yeah, we got new topics, new hot shit. New topic, new hot shit. So y'all get over there. I'll play a little clip. Let me find a little clip. Boom. All right, let's go. Let's play it.
People know.
Would you remind? Okay, if you take her back, would you remind her that she cheated?
That's my trust issues kicking in, right? Because I am that guy. I am that guy to take you back and 9 months from now and say, man, I seen you with that. I still can't believe you was with that nigga.
See,
you know
that's boopy, y'all. That's not me, man. I am not a revenger. You cheat on me, you just gotta pack up. That's it. Pack up and have fun with the guy you cheated on. And I'm not gonna block you. I'm not gonna block you from social media or none of that because you're gonna witness this greatness. Oh yeah, you're gonna see them. Every day you're gonna look and say, I shouldn't cheated with him. I shouldn't cheated on him. But
and I'm different. We're still gonna live together, lay in the same bed, and every day I'm just gonna roll over and look and say, man, you a raggedy son of a.
See, don't listen. Before we go right here, man, do not forgive people and bring it back up, man. That's called being insecure in your judgment.
All right, there we go. So that's that on that, fam. Listen, man, I'm getting out of here. Listen, man, if nobody told you that they love you today, let me be the first one to say that I love you. I love you. I love you, man. We out of here, family. Peace out, man. Y'all stay up.
I built this shit. Me. Brick by brick.
And I'll be damned if I let you tear it down just because you don't like the way another nigga talk. Drive, motherfucker!